Good morning.
Hey, Seattle.
As always, it's your girls, Jasmine and Shantae.
Welcome to another Thursday morning and another episode of The Way with Jazz and Tay.
We'll be bringing you lots of laughs and class to get you ready for the day and the weekend ahead.
Will it be the way or not the way? Find out and join the conversation.
Good morning.
Hello, hello.
Happy Thursday.
It is almost the end of the week, y'all.
And I could not be more ready, honestly.
I had a 4-day week, so I'm like...
You're fine.
Yeah. 1 day off.
You're like, it's whatever. But thank you guys so much for joining us this week. We're excited to be here. We've got a special guest coming on today. We're excited about that.
Yes, later in the show, we're going to have our friend Mariah. I said Maya.
Mariah
Belgrod.
Mariah, she on fire, no liar.
Hey.
Okay.
Something like that?
At the bars.
I borrowed that.
Yes, we're going to have her come on and talk about her upcoming single release. But before then, let's get into our weekly recaps.
Awesome. So, I just want to say, we've been kind of busy as far as podcast stuff goes. So, we actually recorded a really fun podcast on Saturday with the Hambone Show.
His name's Dave Hambone.
I'm not sure when that airs, but that was really fun. We had a really good conversation. He lives in West Virginia, so we were able to kind of talk about what COVID's been like out here versus over there and stuff. So that was fun. Mm-hmm. And then we also had our first segment with Paul Casey on Voices of Experience air.
Yes.
And that was really fun as well.
It actually airs twice a week. So Wednesdays, all right.
From 8 to 8:30 in the morning.
Mm-hmm.
And then Tuesdays
4:30 to 5.
Correct.
Yes. So, if
so
you
I
guys...
heard actually both of you, yeah. Mm-hmm.
You did?
3 times this week.
I know, right?
Hey, there it is.
Hey, it's a blessing.
You can't even you can't even be mad at all.
Nope, not at all.
One thing that everyone needs in their life is more of us. Okay? All right.
You might be running this network.
Watch out.
Oh,
Shantae, tell us about your week.
My week has been okay. I'm back in Seattle from Atlanta. It's been a bit of not a culture shock, a climate shock. It's like when you run professionally and you have to take a hot bath and then you take a cold bath and then you get back in the hot bath. Well, I'm not back in the hot bath because it's still cold here. It's freezing here, y'all. It was still 80 and humid in October in Atlanta.
Yeah.
We came home and it's 50.
Yeah.
Real frigid, real windy.
It's very fall out here. And we had a bit of a storm over the weekend, which I liked though. I kind of here's the thing.
A little bit.
I don't usually enjoy it, but I occasionally enjoy the thunder and the lightning. that is okay for me every now and then, but sometimes usually it's too much.
I wasn't here for that, but I was just, hoping for a gradual, maybe it's still not so windy. Maybe a 60, maybe. That too much to ask for?
Apparently.
I mean, it's October. It makes more sense for it to be this degree than 80.
True.
Anywhere.
You went to WSU though, so you should be very familiar with the weather out there.
I hated it.
Okay, so you're not.
Yeah, she doesn't do cold. No, she doesn't do cold.
I think that's really what it is I don't do the cold.
Yeah.
And so anything that's below 50 is just it all feels the same.
You're forget about it.
Yeah. It's But yeah, that's been my week. On top of that, I started my 3-month hair journey with Catrice Hines, who we had on the show probably a couple months back now, in August or so, maybe September. And we just did a twisted up mohawk style with a little bit on the top. My hair is super defined, which I absolutely love when my curls are popping. I'm excited to see.
It looks really good too. I love it.
To see where this goes.
Yeah, me too.
But we're going to keep everything a little brief because we're so excited for our
Guest, Mariah.
like our what?
Who is she?
What's the word?
We are. We're really excited for Mariah. So we're going to briefly jump into our icebreaker, which is our best spook. So it is spooky season. Halloween is just a couple weeks away. So we're going to tell you guys a little bit about like some of our best memories of being scared AF. Do you have yours?
Are you ready to go?
Yeah.
I mean, you're talking.
Okay, I can go. Well, I don't know. You have two. That was why. But I went on this date once to a haunted corn maze. I don't know why I agreed to do a date in that setting, but it was like a double date too. So it was actually the guy and his sister and like her partner. But I love scary things. I do, but I don't react well to them. So like
She does not.
I jump, I scream, I don't want to see it, I get all anxious, but I love it at the same time. It's weird. It's like masochistic in a way.
She's like the person, like the worst person to watch scary movies with, even if they're not scary, because
Yeah.
she's going to scare you more than the movie.
Can't get through it at all, huh?
Yeah,
like,
I'm sorry.
Every time.
So anyways, this whole entire time at the haunted corn maze, I'm pretty much like my face is shoved in this guy's back, and I've tripped him multiple times because I don't want to see anything. And the worst part was there was this particular area that we had to go through that was a pitch black room.
Those are the worst.
Yeah, it was a pitch
Like,
black
yeah,
room.
the worst.
And it was a maze on top of that. So like, yeah. Okay, so I was in there with the maze, and then you can hear him telling somebody like, "Oh yeah, get her," because like you know how they try to like go for the ones that are the most scared. When I tell you, I had somebody behind me and on both sides of me, like grr, grr, like all this. Oh my God! I pretty much picked up this man and ran. I was like, we got to get out of here. We gotta go. No, it was. I was sweating. It was ridiculous.
That's hilarious.
Yeah, it was a good time. It gave me the adrenaline rush I needed, but that moment was not okay.
I'm just not a big fan of like being scared like that.
Yeah, no, it was,
Oh.
and we paid for that experience, and we waited in line for like an hour. Waited in line for an hour, paid for that just to get me scared out of my mind. I almost said a bad word.
So for me, I have two. I'm gonna start with the top one because that's probably the most scared I'd ever been. So like knowing me, I'm very scary. I am scared of everything from Busta Rhymes music videos to like the what is that movie called? Sleeping Beauty, like Snow White. Like those used to scare me as a kid.
Oh wow, okay.
Okay.
Well, those
like,
are just some deep films, anyways.
Yeah,
Snow
yeah.
White, that
Deep-
witch in that movie
Dude,
was
She's
terrifying.
not. Yeah, she's
Dark.
not cute. No, she's not at all cute.
So I'm just saying, like, I was afraid of everything. I'm still afraid of everything, a little less of the children's stuff. But I decided on my 13th birthday, I was no longer scared of scary movies, and we were going to have a scary movie night. I was 13. I was a teenager, so I was grown.
Sounds perfect. I was
Yeah.
grown. I'm an adult, full-fledged.
So we got like the quintessential like Nightmare on Elm Street. We
Mhm.
got Pet Cemetery, the original, and it was on Pet Cemetery that we had to take a pause because we didn't know what was about to happen. And when this is a spoiler alert for those who haven't seen it, which I don't know who hasn't seen Pet Cemetery.
Right.
at least mine.
Right. I just saw it for the first time the other day.
Then that was
All
the
right.
new.
That was the
version.
new one, and that was the new one.
So a kid gets hit by a semi. And as soon as we saw that, and like in the film, they show this kid go flying. And I was like, look, it's a wrap. We pushed the pause. Like it wasn't even scary. We were just like, this is too much. We're not going to watch this one. And so as we're like, taking our little pause break, someone's in the restroom. The rest of us are just sitting there gossiping. All of a sudden our front door, flies open. And my mom's like, what's that? And we all look behind us, and there's Jason with a chainsaw at the front door. And I'm like, what is going on?
Nice.
Oh
Yes.
my God.
I, of course, was not in flight mode at all. I wasn't in any kind of survival mode. I was going to be the first one to die.
To die.
I grabbed the blankets and covered myself, but inadvertently also grabbed one of my friend's arms. So she was stuck there with me, like panicking.
Like, right. Like, you can't go.
And when like it all was over, it ended up being my stepdad.
Adam.
She had peed herself.
Oh,
Like, she had peed herself a little bit.
sweetie.
Yeah, like
Oh.
it was pretty bad.
Oh. Oh my God.
So that's like the most scared I've ever been, and that's also like a family favorite family story because
Why did I think that was the one with the clowns?
so my parents really like to do the most of my birthday.
She doesn't like clowns either.
Oh no.
So that was my 13th birthday, and then on like my 15th birthday, my parents
Oh.
brought a clown to the house. And everybody was terrified because nobody likes clowns. Like, I don't know how many times I had to tell my mom that. And yeah, they brought a clown, and so everybody like ran out the back door and was
Yeah.
just cowering together. And yeah, that was a mess.
What's crazy to me is that it's like parents really got joy out of that, and like the little girl wet herself, like, and that wasn't even their kid. Like, she had a whole accident.
And it's so funny because like one of my friends, she took off. She was ready. Like, I don't know where she took. I think she took off to the back of the house, which wasn't a good move because there was no door to get out that way.
Oh no.
So she was
Like-
gonna be cornered.
And then the girl who went to the bathroom, she missed the whole thing. I was like,
She was like, I just heard some screaming. Did something happen on the movie?
oh, did you guys turn it back on? No, my stepdad just decided to scar us for life.
I love that. That's fun though. I love like fun parents. That's gonna be me as a mom, but like with the sloth costume.
They, they were fun. They were terrifying. Also.
So wait, if
But-
it was gonna be a sloth costume, is it like a super fast sloth then? I mean, how are you supposed to
No.
spin that? Like, or-
Oh, I guess I see what
should
you're
do
saying.
that.
Yeah, no, I'll be
Yeah.
like I'll be like one of
zombie
those
sloth?
zombie sloths, you know. So
That's
I'm
a good-
bloodthirsty. Yeah, I'm bloodthirsty,
Hmm.
and you know, sloths, their claws are pretty long and sharp. So imagine me bloodthirsty and like a World War Z fast kind of sloth zombie.
Are you channeling it right now?
I'm gonna
with what
write.
you
I'm
got
about to
on going
write.
on?
Yeah, no, I'm gonna write. Yeah, you see that?
Yeah, you've got sloth nail.
Look.
No,
It's a no
I'm gonna
for
write
me.
something. I'm excited now. I'm gonna write some kind of sloth zombie short for Halloween.
Like my second scare was Scarywood. A couple years back, I went with a few friends, and again, I was like, I'm not scared of stuff like this. Scarywood is terrifying. It's actually Silverwood, the theme park that's in Sandpoint or like the Spokane area,
Mhm.
and they turn the entire park. First of all, it's at night.
Mhm.
It's all dark. Every area or every like ride is turned into a haunted house of sorts, and then also in the open part of the theme park, they have people dressed up chasing you around. So it's just like nonstop high
yeah.
adrenaline, just craziness. And it was fun. I actually did have a lot of fun. Like, I was terrified at first, but once we got in there, I was like, okay, well, this is not so bad. But like, I pretty much ran through every single one of the haunted houses. Like, I was like, we gotta go. Move, 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 move. Like,
Yeah.
the very last one we went into, as we entered, we saw these people just sitting in like the foyer to the elevator that we had to get on, and they're like slowly creeping towards us. And I was like, no, I don't want to go in this one. They're like, Shantae, we're already. And I was like, so I just like ran onto the elevator
I'm
past
dead.
them, and they're all like trying, and I'm like, no,
Yeah.
no, I don't want to see any of it. Yeah.
It's so crazy how people just get into character and are so good at that, like, danger, scary feel. Ugh.
Yeah.
It's a build up though. I mean, it's once a
Yeah.
year. I mean, if you're gonna
Yeah.
be on the acting scene or whatever, you have about a month to do the role. But I mean, I think
Yeah.
it's totally worth it.
Absolutely.
Right.
Absolutely.
And it's a story to tell. I mean,
Yeah. I think I was
What's
around
the
the
best-
same age as you, Shantae, around 10, 11. It was 92. I had to look up the year, but remember the original movie, Candyman. So
yes.
See, look,
They're-
Shantae's eyes got also
they're
super
and
big.
they're remaking that one.
Yeah, I know. That's why I don't really want to see it, because I was like, I swear, like, we had a little sleepover thing too, and this is the laser tag days too, when laser tag first came out. By the way,
Mm.
And we did the whole thing. We ran into the bathroom and we all stood in front of the mirror, all of us, and we were supposed to say it, and we all chickened out at the last
I
one.
love that.
I know, even boys. I mean, man,
it's
I
like,
was like, I'm out. Like, no way.
And it's like, nothing would have happened.
That's
or
like
maybe it would have happened.
That
See?
Bloody Mary stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Me and my friends would always say it, but like we'd always just like stop at the very last
Yep.
one.
Bloody Mary, Bloody Mary.
And then
Yep.
we'd be like,
Or Candyman. It was the same thing with the Candyman, too. Or the Ouija
Yes.
board. I know Ouija boards are still kind of trippy.
Yeah, the Ouija board.
Mm-mm.
I've seen way too many movies lately that had that as an element. And it's got me a little bit shook.
right.
Because we used to do that for fun, and I'm like, I don't think I could ever do that again.
Oh, it's not for fun. Uh-uh.
For fun.
All
Nope.
right. Now that we've got you, our scariest spooks, and we have Mariah on the line, we're going to take a quick 2 to 3 minute break so we can get set up for this interview and sneak preview. You are listening to The Way with Jazz and Tay.
Hey guys, welcome back to The Way with Jazz and Tay. Before our break, we did our best spook as well as a weekly recap. And now we have our special guest with us, Mariah Belgrod. Say hello.
Hello. Hi.
Hi. We are so excited to have you on.
So excited
so-
to be here.
Good, I'm glad. So you sent us over a clip of your new single, Teamplayer.
Yeah.
Benny, can you go ahead and play us a clip of that?
I know you say that we are falling in love, but the things that you do don't seem to show it enough, no. Why do me dirty, playing your games, always fighting and flirty, and it's all the same, acting all fly, bragging to the guys, trying to steal the show, secrets and lies, sneaking at night, I think you ought to know. You should be a team player, not just a player. Otherwise I say goodbye, I see you later. Cold-blooded.
Yes.
It's so fun.
It's so much fun.
Thank you. Yeah, especially at this hour in the morning. Like I was like, that's a good wake up song.
It
Right?
is. It's so cute. I love
Thank
it.
you.
I really love your harmonies and melodies. Your voice sounds great.
Thank
Yes.
you. Yeah.
No shocker there.
Aw, thank you so much.
Yes, we were just telling Mariah how much we loved the upbeat and energy within the song, and how it seems like a necessity right now with everything that's going on in the world.
Totally.
Everybody needs a cute like pop song. Like
Mm-hmm.
I
Yeah.
like
You
a
can
cute
forget
pop
about them sometimes, amidst
Yeah.
all the other genres. But, when you hear it, it's like, okay, that's like a nice break from
Yes.
everything else.
Oh, absolutely. It is.
Absolutely. So this song is releasing tomorrow,
Mhm.
October 16th. What time?
It will be released at midnight New York time. So actually 9 p.m. on the West Coast tonight. So I'm really
Ooh,
excited.
Okay.
Today's like my release day.
Yes.
Let's
Yeah.
go. That's so exciting. There's actually a lot. I feel like there's a lot going on today. That's really
Yeah.
exciting. Sorry.
No, that's okay.
So I heard instrumentals in the background, and I
Mhm.
always, as soon as I hear some kind of an instrument, I have to ask, is that you playing?
That is not me playing. So in the demo, it was my fiance playing Jeffrey, and then when we
Oh,
sent
okay.
it to the production house, which is Creation House Records, they re-recorded the instruments
Okay.
because we made the song a little faster too, so everything
Okay.
got re-recorded there. I wish
Okay.
it was me though.
You play guitar, right?
Yeah, I play guitar and ukulele, especially a lot more now.
Oh, that's right. I remember
I was gonna say because I feel like I
ukulele.
remember at
Mhm.
Splashfest you were playing
Yes.
guitar.
Yep. Yeah. So I love playing instruments, and it's something I've been trying to get better at because I'm not very confident with it, but
Oh, girl.
practice makes perfect.
Exactly.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And we
Exactly.
have all the time in the world right now.
Exactly, that's for sure.
So, you say that you co-wrote this song. What kind of
Mhm.
helped inspire that, or the
Mhm.
behind? What's the meaning behind it?
So the song was actually written 3 years ago over a Skype call with Jeffrey, my fiance. I was in Philly and he was in Seattle. And we were doing a long distance relationship, and we would co-write once a week. And we actually just came up with this song in a half an hour because I was saying how, as a woman, it's really challenging to set expectations in a relationship and know your worth and your value and what you deserve. So we were kind of going off of that idea, and then we let it sit once we came up with like some words and some of the melody, and then we came back to it a couple years later when I'd grown a lot, and just seeing like, you know, like if someone's being a team player in my life, just like play on, like I don't have time for that, you know.
Yeah.
Just like knowing what you deserve as a person. So it's like empowerment is a big part of me and like what I like to spread to my listeners and supporters. So it's just like another anthem where it's like, be empowered, fam. It's awesome.
I swear, like every time we talk
Seriously.
to you, I'm like, I love this girl. Like,
Oh, thank you.
more.
I love you guys. Yes.
For those of you guys that don't know, we met Mariah through Summer Splashfest, and we interviewed her there after we met her, and then we even had her on the show at a different time.
Yeah.
Didn't we?
I think we did the Splashfest interview.
That's what it was. I'm sorry. Yes.
Yeah, but it was there, so we did it all at once.
Yeah, no, and I'm just so glad to see that you're still very true to like the same message, and that you're able to keep putting out content that aligns with that.
Yeah, totally. I mean, that's like kind of why I started music. Wasn't for me, it was for like other people. I mean, I obviously enjoy to be creative, but I like to like have another layer to why other people are enjoying my music. It just makes it much more worthwhile for me.
Yeah. I also really love that message behind Teamplayer. I feel like I came back and I felt enlightened, and we were just kind of talking about that same scenario with men and women, like the dynamics in relationships and expectation setting. So it's timely that we've listened to this song, and that's the message behind it, and I really like that. I'm probably gonna be.
Thank you.
I'm gonna play this song out.
Yeah, and just feel it.
You know.
So you said you co-wrote this song with him about 3 years ago. How long have you been writing your own songs?
So this was actually the first song I really had a hand in writing.
Okay.
Yeah, and then I started writing like my own music over quarantine, which was very like a scary time for me because I've never wanted to write, because I'm always of the mindset like every good song's already been written, every word has already been spoken, but like once I started getting what I was feeling on paper, and I'm like really emotional, so like once I started getting those feelings on paper, I totally felt a lot better, and like I was like, oh, other people can relate to this, like this isn't like really weird stuff, it's just like human being feelings. So I started really writing at the beginning of quarantine, and I feel like I'm learning what works and what doesn't, and I'm really happy with like the stuff I've come up with, and I can't wait to share it with everyone someday.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, is there anything that you're gonna like put out relatively soon that's your own?
And is Teamplayer just a single or part of a
I know,
larger
Teamplayer is just a single we had toyed with. I do want to make an EP with music that I've been writing, because it's all really cohesive and has like a similar sound in my mind. But Teamplayer is just a single. We toyed with like keeping on to it for a little and then releasing it as a single to an EP, but I was like, I don't want to make my fans wait any longer. They've already waited long enough. So we'll come back to that. I'm hoping next summer, like I really want to like bunker down over the winter time and get some things fleshed out and work with some studios and kind of see where my ideas blossom. So hopefully next summer I'll have some sort of large project to release. That's my goal.
No, but that's awesome, because Teamplayer will definitely hold us down.
Yeah, I hope so. And I've been doing some collaborations with different like rappers and features and different things that should be coming in like January, February time. So that will keep the momentum going until my project too.
Oh, exciting.
That's so cool. And I also, we've already touched on it. So like one of my other questions was this inspired by someone or an experience? And I really love that you wrote this with your
now fiance.
Yeah, now engaged as of the summer. Yeah.
So I'm assuming that he's also like a writer or producer in the music industry as well.
Yeah, he's a writer and a performer, and he's really, really talented, and it's helped me a lot, like having him. I don't think I would have continued writing if he wasn't here to like support my ideas, because I'm very like perfectionistic and hard on myself, and he was a great support system to be like, no, this is like a great potential, like here's how we can maneuver to make it, you know, that much more. So he definitely has a hand in like everything I write, and he's really good with words. Like he went to school for like language degree, so it's like it helps a lot to have that around.
That's really nice.
Yeah, that's incredible.
One question we generally like to start our interviews off with, because of the times, and you've kind of alluded to some of the things that you've been doing during quarantine, but like how has COVID affected, you know, your growth or like your projects or just like
Mhm.
what you're doing creatively?
Yeah. I mean, it's definitely changed to a lot of like online and Zoom meetings and Skype meetings instead of meeting people face to face, which sucks because I like to have that like connection in person.
Yeah.
It's good that we have the technology we do though.
Right.
But I feel like I've been pretty adaptable and like I feel like I've done a great job maneuvering. So like I was already trying to be online a lot with like my Smule app that I do and like on Instagram, and I feel like I've grown quite a bit and it's helped me like kind of assess where I want to be in the future and take some time. But then I've also just like taken time for myself, which I kind of let go to the wayside before because I was so like, let's go to this show, let's set up a gig here, let's do this, and like I just kind of like sat back and recharged, and I feel really good. At the beginning of quarantine, I was a hot mess. Like I was in bed all day, every day, but I'm sure a lot of other people were. And so, yeah, I feel like I'm in a really great spot. I also was about to take a vocal rest right before quarantine because I'm having like some vocal issues. So it was good timing for me to have like not be able to do shows and everything because I was planning not to do that anyway. So that didn't hit me too hard personally, but I know it did a lot of people, which is horrible. Yeah, but overall, I feel like I'm coming out the other side okay.
Yeah.
How about you, ladies?
Same.
Yes, honestly, same. When you were just talking about how you were like, oh, let's go here, let's go there, and then being able to kind of just like take a moment, we felt that almost like immediately. Just the booked and busy, you know, always having something to do, somewhere to be, and not having that at all. I think we kind of just didn't really know what to do with ourselves.
Yeah.
And like you said, I know I was definitely enjoying like the more free time. I was like, I'm just gonna Netflix and chill, literally all day, every day.
I get to watch this show I finally been wanting to watch for like 6 months, and I haven't been able to.
Yeah. But
we
it
have,
gave
like,
us
a watch list of like 50 shows that we're
That's
trying
awesome.
to fit in.
Yes. Send me them because I need new shows. I've gone through all of mine.
Oh, we got you.
Okay, thank you.
But we also were able to set up like our home studio. We got so much more equipment and like lighting and things like that, and that was kind of like a blessing in disguise as well. Yeah,
totally. Like we set up like our home studio and we had everything in like boxes and, you know, just kind of locked up. But then when we set everything up, it's like, let's make an effort to use this.
Right. Yeah.
And we don't even have to leave. Like, I don't have to pay for studio time. I don't have to go to a studio.
Exactly.
I don't have to like, I can sing in my pajamas. I can do whatever I want. It's perfect.
It's interesting being a creative. Like we just have so much more time to like get those projects done that we're like, well, we don't have time to do that.
Right.
100%. Yeah.
You want to make a TikTok, you want to make a skit, whatever. We've got time.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
That's so funny.
Write a book, maybe. I don't know.
Who knows? I'm sure some books have come out of quarantine.
Right.
I bet. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, books, babies.
Yeah, everything. And I've seen a lot of babies and dogs come out of quarantine.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely.
I'm hoping to get a dog at some point. Like in the next few weeks, I want a dog.
Yeah.
She wants a Frenchie.
I want a Frenchie.
Oh, I could totally see that.
I think I'm gonna scale it back though because they are so expensive and it just seems so unnecessary.
Yeah, they're very expensive. I've been helping a lot of my friends look into different breeds or shelters and everything, like whatever avenue they want to go, and it's been like interesting to see the different options.
Right. Yeah. And the shelter, so there's actually like a bulldog shelter out here and they stay like their dogs go so quickly. And it's just so heartbreaking because I'm like, I've applied for this one and I'm waiting and then I go back the next week and it says pending and I'm like, okay, so my dog's gone.
I know. You get so emotionally invested.
Okay. Well, again, we're going to have you tell our listeners where they can listen to the song and then where they can find you as well on social.
Awesome. Okay. So you can listen to my new song, Teamplayer. It'll be on every music streaming platform, iTunes, Spotify, Apple Music, Google Music, and soon to be on an app called Smule where you can actually sing the song with me and do a duet with me, which is going to be so fun. And then you can also find me, Mariah Belgrod, on all my socials at Mariah Belgrod. Make it pretty easy for you. It's all the same thing. So I hope to see you there and get to know each other.
Yay! Thank you so much for coming on. And
Of
Yes.
course, thank you for having me. I always love
Absolutely.
speaking with you both, and just like a breath of fresh air in the morning.
same. No, that feeling is absolutely mutual.
Yes.
Aw,
Absolutely.
good. Much love. Yes.
Thank you so much.
Of course.
All right. Bye, Mariah.
Bye.
All right. So now that we've had our interview with Mariah and giving you guys a sneak preview of Teamplayer, we're going to go ahead and jump into another quick break before we get into our hot topic today. You are listening to The Way.
Don't.
Hey, hey, hey. Welcome back to The Way with Jazz and Tay.
I can still jam right now. Don't tell him. Don't tell him.
That's a good song.
It is. I was just listening to the Black Eyed Peas did like some remix to that the original song called like Ritmo. Am I thinking it's the same song? Rhythm is a dancer. Rhythm. Anyways, I might be thinking of a different song.
I think so.
I think so too. I was like, that one's Don't Tell 'Em, Don't Tell 'Em. You ain't even Don't Tell 'Em, Don't
No,
Tell
but
'Em.
the original song that he sampled from is like I'm trying to think of that one. But anyways, there are two songs now that have been I felt like sampled from the same song.
Oh, girl, that's everywhere.
I know. No, I know.
Because like Rhythm is a Dancer is Snap. That's from like.
And then I'm thinking of Rhythm of the Night. This is the rhythm of the night.
Oh wow, 90s night.
My bad.
Two completely different
So
songs.
Yeah.
Black Eyed Peas did a remix to that one. It's called Ritmo. This is a rhythm. It's got like a Latin singer in it or rapper.
Yes.
Anyways, my bad.
Yeah,
guys.
I was gonna say before the break.
As we completely digress.
Yeah, and get on a completely different topic. I said we were running the show pretty tight
And then
today,
that
and
happened.
She got on here and was like,
Let me
let me
skirt,
use up that extra 2 minutes we
My bad.
before the break, we interviewed Mariah Belgrod about her new single Teamplayer, which is dropping tonight at 9 p.m. Get into it, y'all.
It's a vibe.
If we're also talking about other releases coming out, Louder by Marshall Law Band is also dropping today. The music video for that, which
And that's at 7 p.m.
if you guys want to see your favorite girls, you
'Cause
might be able to see us in
We
that.
are in it. We are all up in the video.
I love how I try to give an Easter egg and you're like, we in it.
Oh,
I got something for you, Jazz.
this is the song. Thank you.
I had to find it for you.
This is the one that I thought it was.
So it is. It's Ritmo with J Balvin. Or
With J Balvin.
Balvin, yeah.
See, that's the part. All right.
All right, get your club on.
Thank you.
So now that we've had a digression, a recap, and a
Dance break.
let's get into that hot topic today. So we've been seeing stuff on the internet,
Mhm.
and I don't know if you guys know, Jenny Mai is a host of The Real, which is a daytime talk show with Jenny Mai, Lonnie Love, Garcelle Bouvier, and
Adrian Bailon.
yes, they are all on that show together. It's kind of like our show, actually.
Right.
Or I should say, I actually got to watch the show while I was in Atlanta pretty much every day, and I was like, this is what I want to do. Like, this is exactly what I want ours
love
to
it.
look like.
Yes.
So they are really great, like role models for us. But Jenny Mai in a recent episode said that she wants to submit to her husband, who we also know as the rapper Young Jeezy,
Mhm.
once they're married.
Mhm.
Of course, the internet didn't like that. They were like, that's wrong. You shouldn't submit to your man. I don't really know what the internet was saying, to be honest. I
Yeah.
couldn't find any of that on the internet. So I was like, I don't know if this was Black Twitter. I don't know what. It's not a trending topic anymore. But we've seen a lot of people in, like our circles asking like what was so wrong with what Jenny Mai said. And like, it doesn't seem problematic at all. So we wanted to talk about it because we kind of see like two sides to this to this story or to
For
this
sure.
coin, and we wanted to give our perspective on it as well. Jazz, what do you think?
Yeah. So what Jenny Mai's point was that, she is somebody who is very like independent in her own. She's kind of done for herself. She's in her 40s, and not many people know that. Like, Not
She
that
looks good.
yeah, not that she's old or anything like that, but I had no idea that she was in her
I definitely
40s.
thought she was like mid-30s.
Right. So she's built herself up to this point. And so what she was saying was that, because of the fact that I am such a prominent person in my own life and I do know how to organize and control myself and my business, it is nice to be able to have a man worth submitting to, or, being able to give more control over certain aspects or whatever.
And I feel like the word submit is where submissive or submit is where everybody's getting like caught on, because it's like she mostly said she likes him to lead
Yes.
in their relationship.
Yes.
Like she likes to come home, kick her feet up, and then he's like making all their like familial or like relationship kind of like big decisions, because she's taking care of so many other things in her professional life. And I feel like what she's saying is a perfect balance. Like you would need that, because you can't be the person wearing the pants in all situations. Like it gets
sounds
tiring.
exhausting. Yeah.
Like when I think about what we do for our podcast, and then if I were to be in a relationship and I was married with kids or something, for instance, and then I had to come home and like my husband's just on the couch and like doesn't really help me do anything, and like I have to tell him where to move and go and like how to help me, I'm just like, I'm already tired. Like I don't need you adding to
like, that. Yeah.
What would I need like why would I need a whole extra person to add to like the amount of things that I have to manage and
worry about? And yeah, no, for sure. Like I don't need to come home from running my business to have you at home asking me what's for dinner.
Right. Or even like, even if you don't run business, but you're a professional, like many women nowadays are working women. They have careers just as their husbands do. And I think that there needs to be a balance. Like, okay, yeah, you guys might both work, but like maybe when you get home on Wednesdays and Fridays, he's the one that cooks dinner. On Tuesdays and Thursdays, you're the one that cooks dinner, and you guys made that to get that agreement together.
Yeah.
Or like maybe he gets off a few hours early, so he's picking the kids up. But that's like a unilateral decision, and then you cook, and that's not submitting in a way where he's like, woman, I want my meal cooked at 5 o'clock. As soon as I hit the door, it better be on the table.
Right. And you have to go get the kids.
Be dressed and ready for dinner.
Yeah.
Like it's not that kind of submissive. Like that's not what's happening here. And if you know Jenny Mai, and if you watch the reel, you would know that's not what she was saying at all.
Yeah.
She's just not the type of girl. I actually really resonate with her, because after watching their show a few times while I was in Atlanta, she's the person that on any topic can go on a rant or get really passionate, and she's like, don't get me started, and I'm like, I'm Jenny Mai. I am Jenny Mai, because she can get going and she just gets so passionate, and I'm like, I feel you, sis, because I feel the same way.
Yes. I want to say that, like, the willing part also is very crucial, because a lot of women can end up in relationships and situations where they might not even realize that they're being forcibly submissive in this relationship.
Right.
And examples of that are just like, checking in with your partner every time you need to make plans with other people. Anybody. Or like your friends, not losing your own like hobbies and interests. Or no longer having time for those hobbies or interests because of responsibilities and things within the relationship.
Or maybe like he's like, I don't want you to work. Like, I don't want you working these kinds of jobs because that's going to take up more of your time. So like he's telling you now what career goals you can have.
Exactly. And so there's a very, very fine line between, being in a healthy relationship that you can have your man lead you in, rather than being forcibly kind of undermined and controlled. Yeah,
that's
really.
more of a controlling relationship, and that's, I think people are confusing the two. But we also, while we were talking about this earlier, we also wanted to kind of bring to the table the submissive man.
Yes.
Or what we want to call a simp.
Yeah, I know.
A pushover.
We were like talking about that last night. We were like, what's a different word for like a man that is a pushover? And our other roommate Latia said simp, and we were like, we don't want to use that. And then looked up like the definition. And we were like,
verbatim.
I mean, that's pretty much exactly what it is, though.
Yes. So Basically, I always say this because, you know, with my group of friends, we're all very independent women who like, it's very like, we want a man, we don't need a man. You know, we'd like a man. That would be nice, but it's not a necessity to our lives.
Right.
And we're also not going to have a man that like overpowers us or is telling us where to move or where to go. But also because we're so dominant, we also can't necessarily be with a man who's going to allow us to completely take control of the entire relationship
and like walk all over them.
Right. While it seems like that would be a great fit, like you need somebody who's gonna like tell you we're going here and they go with you, but at the same time it's like again, like Jenny Mai is saying, I want somebody who in my relationship is going to lead us. Like I want somebody who is, and almost to me what it sounds like is a caretaker. Like you take care of me. You see that I work really hard, that I'm really independent, that I've got all this stress on my mind, that I've got all this stuff going, and then I come home to you and you're my peace, and you lead and you take that all off of me, and you make sure that I'm taken care of, and I vice versa. By, you know, doing whatever it is that we, you know, like I feel takes care of you, or as your wife. Like, it's just like, I don't know. It's very interesting.
Well,
but...
and also somebody whom like you can have those conversations with about, like, so like you were saying, because I work so hard, or like I'm in charge of all of these things or whatever, maybe he's also the one being real and level with me about like, hey, take a beat.
Right.
Like, you know, you're doing too much, or maybe can I help with anything in that aspect kind of thing. Like, you know, there's so many times when you're in a relationship and your work is your work, and that's completely like separate from what your partner does, and there's no like, you know, crossover or really understanding of what you're going through and what they're going through, and any help on any aspect or like conversation around that is appreciated. And that does not often happen in a lot of, I feel like, marriages where both parties are like working.
I also think that like a lot of people are probably in their feelings about what she said because of like gender norms and like the roles of like men and women in a marriage. But it's like, I also think that whatever works for you is for you, right? So it's like, okay, even though in this day and age we're like, we should get rid of, you know, roles within marriages, like a woman can, you know, fix the car, do whatever, and the man can cook and clean, you know. But it's like, she's not even saying that. It's like, for her, what she needs out of her relationship and her man is for him to be able to, you know, if they've got a big project or a renovation in the house and she's like, I'm too tired to even think about that, but here's what I would like to see come out of it. He goes and he finds the best solution for that. That's how their relationship works. It's not necessarily how yours has to work. And I'm sure the solutions or the problems or whatever they're trying to fix don't even have anything like, they're not based in like those gender norms.
Absolutely.
Roles, you know? So it's like, one, we all have way too much to say about other people's lives
and how they always
and it's like, to me it's really funny because it's like all we want is for people to be up out of our business, but
we can't stay out of everybody else's business.
But okay, so we kind of got off of the whole submissive man a little bit, but I think that like overall, like for me personally, I am like Jenny Mai. I want somebody who's going to lead me and kind of take charge, because any guy who, I don't know, who's kind of like all for you, it's kind of like, well, like it makes me feel like I could get away with anything. And it's not to say that I would try to get away with anything, but I just feel like I have all the control, and it's just a little bit like, have some wits about you, like have a little bit of a backbone.
It becomes unattractive. It really does.
It's like, I'm gonna mow over you because my personality is so strong. Like, if we have some kind of a disagreement, we may not ever have a disagreement because they're gonna be like, oh well, if it makes you happy, I'm happy.
Like, or well, you know, you're right, you know, there has to be an in-between like somebody who is overly like controlling, and then like versus super submissive and pushover, and this like a sim. You know, I need somebody who's gonna challenge me.
And I think for that reason, I know I'm not always right. So I want somebody that if I say like, there's a situation that's happened, what do you think? I need you to be like, well, I don't know, Tay, like, it sounded like you might have been in the wrong there. Not somebody that's going to be like, oh, nah, babe, it's you. You're great. You can never do anything wrong. Or,
Dude,
why were you over there?
it's so funny that you
like,
it's so funny that you say
level
that
me out.
because there are so many situations where it's like that. You
Yeah.
know, like the wife might be in the wrong and the husband or the partner might just walk away from it or whatever, rather than like talking to them about it, or and it couldn't even be between like the spouse. It's just like an outside situation. It's like, well, you know, you had it taken care of, so
and to note, neither one of us are married, and so
Right.
we don't know like the
Very true.
you know, the complexities of marriage and all of that. And I'm sure it does get to a point where, like, I'm sure there are wives out there where it's like, no, she's always right, because if I disagree, we're arguing. But I think when it comes to disagreeing or like telling your wife that maybe she's wrong in a situation, it's just all about your delivery and how you communicate.
Thank you.
So, I mean, because, like, let's be honest, we're all human and we all mess up and we're not right all
Thank
the time.
you.
So you just have to have, again, a backbone and,
Yes.
and a good approach to let somebody know, hey, I don't really necessarily agree with you.
I really appreciate that you said that about, like, because everybody needs to be open to criticism. I'm open to criticism and I need to be told when I am wrong, but you're not going to talk to me crazy
Right.
at the same time.
Exactly.
Talk to me like you would talk to your mother. Talk to me like you would talk to, you know, like your
friend. Like, hey, you
Yeah.
know, I don't really necessarily think you're right on this one.
Yeah.
Or-
don't be like, yo, girl, you crazy. Shut up.
And
ugly."
maybe it's not even like a directive disagree, but it's more of a like, well, you know, this is maybe how I would have handled it. And that's
Yeah.
you disagreeing by saying you would have handled it completely different.
different.
You know what I'm saying? But yeah, so in the
In the long run, I say
in the case of Jenny Mai,
right. In the case of Jenny Mai, she is willing to let Jeezy lead in their relationship.
Yes.
And that's what's going to work for them.
Yes.
You within yourself and your own relationship can evaluate what that looks like and how that might work. But for them, Jeezy's gonna lead.
I also wanted
Mic
to
drop.
leave off with a quote. She said this about the backlash that she received. It started off with, I'm 41 and I don't really care what other people have to say about my relationship.
Mm.
And then she left it off with, by giving the power to have someone lead in your life is power in itself. The power to relinquish control. You willingly submit, not forcibly submit.
Mm.
And that's just what we'll end it with,
Amen.
because I agree wholeheartedly with that.
I like that. Yes.
Let's do our weekly recap.
Okay. So, go ahead.
Oh. Our recap of our weeks. The Way.
Definitely The Way. I've been having a lot of fun with all of our extra shows. I've been having a lot of fun with Catrice.
Yeah.
I might ask her to do some kind of like fun twists on my hair the next time I go in there.
Yes, you guys definitely check us out on all those shows, Voices of Experience, and we will let you guys know when a Hambone Show episode drops.
But Voices of Experience is on KKNW Tuesdays 4:30 to 5, Wednesdays 8 to 8:30 in the morning.
And then our Icebreaker, our best spooks, those were fun. That was The Way.
Definitely. I wish that we could do like some haunted stuff like that this year.
Oh yeah. In Atlanta, they are. And I'm like,
Dangerous.
"Ugh."
Not for me.
Teamplayer in our interview with Mariah Belgrod was absolutely
The way. All the way. Mariah is the way. The song is the way. Her energy, her vibe, her message. The way.
The way.
Always. Every time.
And then our hot topic, submissive women versus submissive men.
I'm going to say it's the way because I feel like it was more of like a educational / breakdown type of thing.
Mm-hmm.
I don't necessarily disagree. I don't think it's not the way. So
Yeah.
I'm going to say it is the way.
I kind of would have liked if we had opened this up to our listeners.
Yeah.
But maybe we could do that next week
Yeah.
since we talked about it already.
Yeah, maybe.
All right. Well, that's our show for today. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. See you next week.
Bye.
Games, always finding a flirty, and it's all the same. Acting all fly, bragging to the guys, trying to steal the show. Secrets and lies, sneaking at night. I think you ought to know. You should be a team player, not just a player. Otherwise, I say goodbye. I see you later. Cold-blooded, you shouldn't want to you why I left you with the rearview mirror. Don't act so surprised, it's true. Everything was me and you. Team player, play on. The more that you do, the less we figure it out. Oh, I'm tired.
As always, thank you so much for tuning into The Way. Catch you next week, same time, same place. Follow us on Instagram at The Way Jazz and Tay and on Twitter at The Way JT.
Don't be afraid to DM us if you have any questions or suggestions about the show. Until next time, bye.
Peace.